Hello everybody, this is Gabriel. So this is the top-down analysis for the month of March. So now we are beginning of April. We can clearly see here the corona crisis having an impact on the chart. So here even on the weekly chart, we see a big up move, big down move, and big bars. So this is very special, especially if we look here at the recent price history. This is the pressure that is on the capital markets here, especially the forex markets. So there's money moving in and out of the dollar here, especially against the euro, because in the eurozone or in Europe, the corona crisis is particularly deep. But despite this crisis, like the overall outlook has not changed. So the dollar looks very strong against the euro, and this is a clear downtrend chart. So this corona impact, well, you can see here this bar. It's a big bar. It's kind of a huge doji bar. We've got a bottom and top wicks, and this just shows how there is indecisiveness in the market. But overall, this is a very down market. I can even see here how this pattern developed on the weekly chart. That's a busted pattern S1. Clearly see a breakout bar and a rebreak. So this looks very bearish, and I'm actually expecting here during the next couple of weeks and months how the dollar is increasing in value quite a bit. Obviously, that's no good news for emerging markets, because most of those countries have debts in the US dollar, and this means if the US dollar gets stronger and stronger, well, these debts increase in the local currency, right? So this is a huge burden on emerging markets that are already hit and threatened by economically by the corona crisis. So despite the lockup, the economic lockup, we might actually see a second crisis unfolding in a couple of weeks or months' time. That is a credit crunch coming from a strong dollar. So if this continues like in overall trend direction, this can go beyond the par level, the par level. Well, it could gain in value like 20%, right? 25-30% within a short time, and this would put enormous pressure on emerging markets. So here's an interesting chart, because we compare the euro against the British pound. So from two European, staying on the European continent, we can see here. Well, there was this huge up move. So a euro strength coming in, and then it got rejected. Right. This is what we've analyzed during the live trading workshop. We had these two scenarios. Either it could start and run once it has broken here this important monthly level, or most probably we get a pullback, and we had actually pinpointed the target area, which is this cluster area, this cluster of the 200 moving average, which is as well like the mid range of this band, and as well the 21 moving average. So we see the volatility building up, but there was no clear price direction. Otherwise, we would have seen a breakout that shows some follow through. So here we're looking at the Euro Swiss. So the Swiss has been strong all along the last couple of years. We cannot even see any impact of the corona crisis. So this is a nice example of how this forex market is so deep and liquid that the corona crisis actually doesn't make a big difference here looking at the charts, right? So the currency market, you can still trade pretty nicely even during these volatile times. So here on the monthly chart, we see how, well, we've got small bars here on the monthly, but we can see how we are at a really critical level, like these prior lows. And as those get broken, well, then we might actually develop momentum. This momentum that is drawn here, while the target area, which acts as a magnet, becomes the par level, as well as the last dominant wick low, which is basically the unpack level. This is how the unpack drove prices too. We might see a lot of Swiss strength coming in. By the way, the Swiss franc is as well a safe haven. So if the crisis increases, especially in Europe, This might be another reason why we see a stronger Swissy. Here the euro against the Australian dollar. So Australian dollar is one of the weakest pairs we have here. And we can nicely see how something that was weak before, well, it's even weaker here during the crisis. We saw this exhaustion bar, a big bar, a rejection. So that's kind of a rejection bar. And we'll have to see what happens. Well, we are heavily overextended. And I'm rather looking now for a snap back to the moving averages. And this tells me that I can trade this this chart a short on a lower time frame. Here we can see the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Well, the US is very strong against the Australian as it has been before. Here on the monthly chart, we've been in a sideways consolidation, and now we see these two big weekly bars down. Well, that looks kind of something, a very special event. Well, it's correlated to the Corona event, right? But something like this, I've got a strong belief that something like this would have happened anyway. And maybe not during these 2 weeks, but anyway, why is this? Well, let's just have a look here at this monthly chart, and let's have a look back what we see here. So these gray lines, these are very important support and resistance levels that go back here to the year 2009, very important level, and even mid 2003. So these are very important stop run levels here on the monthly chart, and this is what we see. That's a stop run move, and the extent of this move, although it looks big if you look at us at lesser price history, although this looks big, like in this overall context, that's just a normal stop run move. So it's nothing really special here on the monthly chart. If we didn't know about the Corona crisis, well, this would be a normal chart. So again, here we can see the US dollar against the CAD. So what was strong before, the dollar remains strong even here during this crisis move, but it's not as strong as to break important resistance here on the monthly chart. So the price came here like to the pip and then got rejected. So this tells us that this is an important event, but it's not as important to completely, show a huge impact on the chart here. Looking as well on the monthly chart, this is not a special price event, what we see here, right? However, we might see a special price event coming out of the US yen. We've analyzed that in the live trading workshop just recently. Here on the monthly chart, we can see we're coming. This is in an uptrend, and this is a longer consolidation that has gone on for years, right? For a couple of years. We can see that there are like 4 lows. It's a quadruple low, so to say, and all these lower highs. Well, that's stop run levels that are very close by, and it's basically clustered with these levels, and we can see it better on the weekly. Let's bring that up here, the weekly chart. So all these light gray lines, these are important stop run levels, and they're very close now, and we've made this big bar down. So it's kind of a rejection bar, and what can happen now is, because we're very close to these levels, that we see the US dollar strengthen in value a lot against the yen over the next couple of weeks. So we might get surprised by a big up move, and I'm prepared for trading the US yen long, should that actually materialize. So here's the odd against the Swiss. Well, the Swiss is strong, the odd is weak, so we can expect something like this, right? A trending chart coming out of this sideways consolidation, like this move. It's kind of a release of the energy that was built within this consolidation, and I've talked about that several times, that we can expect a move like that, and this move should be equivalent to the move that happened before. So that's a measured move. This is what actually occurred. So looking at the chart alone, we don't see something very extraordinary happening here. So on the weekly chart, well, this the speed of this down move is pretty high, which tells us, well, we are overextended from the moving averages by now, and we might get a pullback, and that's a snapback, and you could use that to trade the odd Swiss long on the lower time frame, this snapback move. So this is another special chart, the CAD Swiss. I've talked about that for quite a bit, because this is a a year's long consolidation with a lot of stop run levels aligned. And I've talked about that. I think it was the last monthly or even the last 2 monthly top-down analysis that I'm expecting a big move through these stop run levels. So I haven't changed here anything. So this is still what I had projected, like a pullback to the moving averages and then a big move down through these stop run levels. And that's what we actually got. And this is the start of a more, of a continuation of this overall downtrend. Why did I think it's time now to make this move? Well, we've seen here this relatively big green up bar and an immediate sell-off at this important level of the 200 moving average. So this was kind of the bull bear fight, and the bears won. And the following price activity shows me that there are no bulls stepping in, so they're really weak. Well, they've been stepping in here, and that was basically the last kiss. And after that, we see this big down move here, leading to a Swiss strength. Have a quick look here at the pound New Zealand, because that's a special situation. It's kind of a double pressure, a system 1 pattern. Let's bring it up here on the monthly. So we're in an overall downtrend, and this is a system 1 pattern, and within this pattern, well, there's another system 1 pattern setting up. There's no rebreak yet below the red line, so this needs to happen. And if this happens, we can actually expect the Kiwi gaining a lot of strength against the pound. But this needs to happen, the rebreak. It's kind of a very special pair I've got on my stalking list to see if this important flat line gets broken lower. So this is it for this month. So overall, we don't see a huge impact of the Corona crisis on the Forex charts. Well, the biggest impact we can actually see here on the euro dollar. And well, overall, so we don't see that big impact. You need to be a little bit cautious right now trading these patterns, the 3 systems, because even though you get high quality patterns, they don't show a strong follow through right now. So I'm sitting on my hands basically, waiting for the market responsiveness to get better. And well, for me, I think if we see a break of this low here on the euro dollar, the weekly chart, we will see that that prior trends will actually be reinforced. We might see a lot of trading opportunities coming up in different currency pairs. Thank you.